Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, I will show you how to create flat art in Papercut style. It's good style to use when making greeting card or illustration book, and it's very easy to make with Clipstudio. The Papercut art is made by cutting paper and put it together. The thickness of the paper will create some shadow effect and give some dimension to the art. By floating and rolling, the paper also creates gradient look. You can also draw or paint small detail with marker and pen. We will create Papercut art in Clipstudio with these concepts. Let's start with the sketching. Make the line art simple and clean, and also give the color to the sketch to use it as a color palette. Merge the layer and export it into PNG format. Go to File, Export Single Layer, PNG. I will use the Subview panel for the color palette as reference.
I use it for my avatar for so long. Now it's time to actually use it.
If you don't have this panel, go to Window, Subview. Click on the import icon and choose the sketch file. Drag the header to dock the panel. You can zoom by dragging on the bar. There is two modes for Subview panel. If you toggle the eyedropper on, you can pick the color from the Subview. And if it's off, you can move the preview. Now we are ready to work. Adjust the opacity of the sketch down. I will use the Mili pen in Marker Subtool to create the shape because it gives the fixed weight line without pen pressure. Click on the Reset icon on the Subtool property panel to reset the brush. It's optional, but I always do it because many times I randomly custom the brush. I want to make sure that I will start working with the standard feature of the brush. I set the anti-aliasing to second level for more sharpened edge, and adjust more stabilization for smoother line. Create a new vector layer. Click on the Show Subtool Detail icon. In the Correction tab, enable the vector magnet with maximum value. With this option, it will help connect the line into closed shape. Start with the first part, pick the color from the subview, and draw the outline on the vector layer. You have to draw it in closed shape as if you are cutting the paper. No worry if the line is not perfect. Use the Line Collection subtool to edit the shape. Select the Simplify tool. Make sure the Process the whole line is checked. Then draw on the line. You can see the shape is changed a bit. It depends on the Simplify level. Use the Control Point tool to adjust the shape. Put the vector layer in a folder. You can just drag it to folder icon on the layer panel or press Ctrl G. Fill the color with Fill tool. Refer to other layer mode. Set the Refer Multiple option to layer in folder and check on Fill up to vector part. Create a new raster layer in the folder and click to fill the color. The Fill up to vector part option will fill the color to the middle of the vector outline. No need to worry about white gap between line and color area problem. I rename the folder and apply the color marker. Now the first part is done. Repeat the step on the other parts. Remember that the more complicated detail is, also the more part to make. After you already draw the outline on the vector layer, you have to create the folder structure for each part. Let's save the time with basic auto action. On the auto action panel, create a new auto action. Give it a name, and click on the red icon to start recording. When you record the auto action, avoid clicking on the layer in the layer panel, because if you change the active layer by clicking, the auto action will not record it correctly. Go to Layer, Create Folder and Insert Layer. You can see the active layer is changed from the vector layer to the folder. Create a new raster layer. The new layer will be inserted in the folder and currently active. You can move the layer down with the menu, Layer, Layer Order, down. Now the folder is ready and the layer of color fill is currently active. Stop recording the auto action by clicking the same button. Now you can see the record steps. Let's test the auto action. I create a new vector layer and draw the shape. Then, click on the play button to play the action. You can see the active layer is also the layer for color fill like how I recorded. Just fill the color and it's done, very easy and time saving. For small details, I draw them instead of doing more cutting process. In some part like the face, the color is too light and very hard to work on. Just pick the color that is easy to see. When finished, go to the Object tool and pick the color from the Subview panel. The line color will be changed instantly. On some overlap part that made it hard to see because they have the same color, you can apply the border effect, so it's able to be seen. This effect is temporary, you have to remove it before the next step. The very clean flat art is done. Now it's time for magic of auto action. I've already made the auto action to give a bit shadow and highlight that will create the Papercut looks. On Clipstudio launcher, go to Clipstudio Asset. You can search the material with my name or check the link to the material in the video description. Download it, and you will find it in Material Download panel. Drag it to the Auto Action panel. Now you can select the layer folder and apply the action. Make sure the layer folder is collapsed. The auto action is sensitive to layer order. This auto action will clear the highlight and a shadow layers of the part and group them together into one folder. If you want to undo this auto action, it will be a lot of Ctrl+C step. Just bring the original layer folder outside and delete the generated folder. To edit the part, you can push delete button on the keyboard to clear the fill layer. Edit the outline, then fill the shape again. For the detail I decide to draw, I draw them with texture pen to give some traditional art look. The simple Papercut art is done. Here is some tip for final touch. In this step, you have to work on each part separately, but if you have many parts, it will take a lot of time to search the layer. Use the Select Layer tool instead. You can find the tool in Operation Subtool. Click on the canvas. The layer of clicked area will be active. If you need more shadow, you can move the shadow layer with Move tool. To create the gradient effect, create a new raster layer above the original layer folder and clip it to the folder. Then, paint the darker color on the layer with soft airbrush. This gives more dimension to the part instantly. You can add some paper fill to the art with paper texture. Put all the layers into one folder. You can find many paper texture in Clipstudio Asset. This one is my favorite set. It's free. I also put the link in the video description. I drag the material to the layer panel and put it above the folder. Adjust the size to cover all art area. Then, change the color mode to color burn. The paper texture is instantly appear. You can duplicate the material layer if you need it darker. Clip the material to the folder and it's done. I hope this tutorial gives you some idea for your flat art design. Good luck and have fun!